Hello, and welcome to the Uncrank'd TV Halloween special. This is my first costume, as suggested by Mr. Brown 38. I'm sure some of you may have recognized this character from a certain game. D.E.V.A.N and I each have 3 costumes. The first person who gets all 6 costumes correct will win an Issue 5 goodie pack. Now, let's get into some Playdate news. This is the last call to be a part of the 2024 Playdate Advent Calendar. There are 5 spaces left. Reach out to any of the Santa devs to join up. The 2024 physical Playdate Advent Calendar pre-orders will start on October 25th and run until November 4th. Shipping begins in mid-November for December delivery. The price is $44.99. Shipping is extra, but Xania is working on keeping the shipping price low. This is my second costume as suggested by Xania. 8-Bit Bear is working on an amazing project to give some recognition to Playdate devs who publish games on Steam. Make sure to join the group. The link is in the description below. The latest episode of the Hello Playdate Podcast is out now. Make sure to give Dawn, Nick, and Ryan a listen on the podcast platform of your choice. If you missed out, the link for the Pixel Pizza podcast, where Xania was interviewed, is in the description below. Merch alert! Uncrank'd stickers, dock and undock, are now available on the storefronts. You can get the stickers alone, or with a wristband, or bundled with Issue 5. More on this later. Let's take a short break to pay some bills.
Damos games.
Welcome back to Uncrank'd TV. Here's my first costume. Have you figured out who I'm dressed up as? In any event, it is now time for Uncrank'd 180. We just saw the teaser trailer from Gander's CODA, a new game coming soon to Playdate. Let's get into it.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Gander. I'm based in London, in the UK.
Name and describe your games.
I've spent the last few months making CODA, a short experience authored in Playdate Pulp. It's an adventure puzzle game with a mysterious sci-fi narrative gluing it all together.
Was the game an idea you had a long time ago? A reimagining of a game? or something spur of the moment?
The development just began with experimenting in pulp. I began with an idea of creating an abstract puzzle experience based on high contrast and isometric art. But as time passed, a narrative began to form. Ideas started to fuse together, and I had to decide on an actual structure for the experience. The overriding influences ended up coming from sci-fi and cosmic horror. They found their way into the game over time, which wasn't necessarily a conscious choice. I'm a big fan of the films of David Lynch, and I think his approach to narrative and his fondness for mystery has shaped the whole experience in a significant way too.
How was the game design process from idea to final release? Did you run into any issues?
The first issue was discovering that the pulp engine halves the resolution of the Playdate screen. Initially, I thought this was a bit of a burden, but I began to relish the challenge of creating the best art I could with very limited tools. That then became one of my core aims: to create something that pushes the limits for a pulp game. I also wanted to create something that feels in some ways cinematic, whether it's through cutscenes or atmospheric music. That felt like a fun challenge. I'm predominantly an artist with very little programming experience. When it came to coding and developing the mechanics for the game, I would dig around on YouTube and on the forums for code I could borrow. Then, I would alter the code for my own purposes after making sense of its structure. The sound is particularly challenging on Pulp 2. The music you make on the sequencer on desktop sounds very different when it's on the tiny speaker on the Playdate device. The frequency range is very limited.
What made you choose this game genre?
It all came naturally as I'm a big fan of sci-fi, abstraction, and mystery. I'd recently just finished playing Signalis and Animal Well, and those games really stuck with me too. Signalis, for its approach to narrative and its aesthetic. Animal Well, for its intuitive design and depth.
What game console did you have growing up?
My first was the Mega Drive, and I consistently had game consoles after that. I had a Game Boy in the 90s too, so it's been super interesting getting a taste of what it would have been like developing for that platform, as it is somewhat similar to the Playdate.
Are you happy with where your game is currently?
I'm very happy with how it has fleshed out. I'm really excited to see what people think of it and if they feel compelled to solve the mystery behind it. Currently, I'm finishing up the ending. Then I'll be doing polish before fixing the major bugs that are present. Then, I'll be attempting to write a cohesive score that amplifies the whole experience. I'm hoping it will ready to ship early next year, but I'm not rushing it. I want it to be the best it can be.
Is there anything else you want the community to know?
Please follow the game on itch at simongander.itch.io/CODA. Also, keep an eye on the Reddit and Discord channels in the coming months too, as I'd like to do some giveaways on its release. Perhaps even a limited physical release.
Heads up, Playdate fans. If you missed getting the pizza cover, it is back in stock. Grab yours today at play.date/pizza. A Fun in the Sun Last Lap bundle is available on the Shopify and Store & V storefronts. There are 2 bundles, one with the zine, wristband, sunglasses, and trading cards as seen in the photo here. And one without the zine, but just the wristband, sunglasses, and the trading cards, as seen in this photo here.
Here is my second costume. I always wanted to wear a yellow tie. Let's get into Episode 6's Dev Shoutouts.
Flight of the Wizard is a fast-paced survival horror game for the Playdate, where the goal is to survive and kill as many enemies as possible before they inevitably kill you. You use the D-pad to move, the crank to aim, and a foolishly determined mindset to keep your cool. You will lose. But how long can you survive? It is a name your price game, so make sure you #support Playdate devs.
Just in time for Halloween, Spooky Squad is out now on itch.io. Business is booming for the Spooky Squad. More and more clients are calling in to report their paranormal infestations. It's up to you to take on their case and exterminate some specters. There's an article about the game in issue 5. A big shout out to everyone who submitted art for the community mailer. When you pre-order issue 5, look out for this cute yellow mailer in your mailbox. There will be other community mailers in 2025. Make sure to follow Uncrank'd and keep up to date with cool Playdate-related projects.
Here is my third costume. I sure hope this character brings back some childhood memories. The results are in for Playjam 6. Check out the link below. But first, here are the 14 entries. Tricks Treat by Epic Dragon Ninjas. Bonafido by Ray. Treated by Pixel Ghost. Tracks for Treats by Mr. Dan H. Picky Treats by Omoy Konne. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Track QR Treat by Totally Under Control. Trick or Treat by Samplay.
Here is my third costume as suggested by Shadow815. Let's announce some more Playjam 6 entries. Treat Feet by Cam. Sweet Steak Spooks by Damos Games. Tricky Tracky Road by Jamote, Parot, and Sir Zalo. I really hope I pronounced your names correctly. Trick Treating by Lunark. The Greatest Trick by Computer Gripe and Tin Snail. Pentagram by Gingerbeard Man. And Quick or Treat by Breadbug Fan.
Congratulations. I can't wait to try out your games. I think we did it, D.I.V.A. 3 for you and 3 for me.
It definitely was not easy, but yes, we did it. Can you name all 6 characters? The first person who names all the characters correctly wins the issue 5 goodie pack, which is the zine and some Uncrank'd merch. Leave your answers in the comment section below. The last day to submit your answers is November 4th. The winner will be announced in the next episode. Uncrank'd is accepting short trailers up to 1 minute so you can show off your game. Reach out to Xania and she'll make arrangements to get you on Uncrank'd 180. We're also accepting other Playdate-related news. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and follow Uncrank'd on social media. You can also support Uncrank'd by buying some tea. This is D.I.V.A. signing off.
This is Devin saying see you in 2 weeks. Shout out to all the new followers on Twitter, Mastodon, Blue Sky, and of course YouTube.